Today on Meat Revival, ribeye steak on the beefer.
Okay, Mark, so when you go into a high-end restaurant, are they cooking them on a grill? Are they cooking them on under high heat? What's going on? Just take a Ruth's Chris, for example. How are they cooking that steak? Because they seem to be perfect every time.
They use a broiler, and they're probably cooking 1600 degrees.
Wow.
And that's, people are trying to recreate that flavor.
Right.
That really clean, charred, umami outside crust, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there are some other companies that are coming out with some grills that replicate that flavor that is a little bit more for the backyard.
Okay.
Or for home use. These guys from Germany came up with a cooker called a beefer.
Okay.
And that's what we have right here. It's 1500 degrees from the top down. So instead of having the fire from the bottom,
right, which is what we're used to,
direct contact, this is direct heat, but not contact. It's radiant heat. So we've got 1500 degrees and a cloud of flame up at the very top.
Okay.
So we're going to throw this steak onto the beefer, and because it's kind of a thick steak, it's going to have to cook and rest, cook and rest, cook and rest. If it was a thin steak, it could cook completely all the way through in one complete cook.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's going to need some time to cook and rest to get the temperature, we're going to take it out, and you'll see, we'll check the temperature and let you see how it comes. But it's going to have a really dark crust across the top of it. It's going to be tasty. It's a completely different steak. It's that Ruth's Chris Steakhouse broiled steak.
Okay.
So is there any seasoning on that steak?
No, you really can't put any seasoning on it when you cook it 1500 degrees. Anything except salt will just completely burn up and give a bitter flavor. So it's better just to season the steak when it comes out. It's a really salt pepper,
which goes against everything else you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that flavor, it is what it is.
Yeah.
People like it,
yeah.
And there's a place for it. The Beefer, they're a sponsor of the SEA, and they put a bounty on it. Anybody that can win a competition on the Beefer, they're going to give them $500. So
cool.
We naturally had to get one and start playing with it.
So you said it's going to have to cook and rest, cook and rest.
Correct.
How long are we looking at?
It'd probably take a neighborhood of about 6 minutes, 8 minutes.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. So it'll go right on to the grate, which it was in there for just a minute ahead of time. And we're going to slide it in, not up close to the top. We're going to slide it in kind of low. You can put it anywhere along in here.
So that's all adjustable where you want to put it.
These grates on the side will actually pop out for cleaning because it gets a lot of fat that gets popping around in there and sizzling. Mm-hmm. And as this thing cooks, it'll start to crust over.
So do you need a time how long it is? How do you know when to pull it and let it rest?
We just watch it.
Okay.
Really, and when I watch the Germans that built the thing, when they cook it, they don't time it. They just look in there and watch it. Okay. And when it gets a crust over across the top of it, they'll pull it out, flip it. And then once it gets crusted on both sides, they'll set it on top and let it rest. And then they'll start another one.
Okay.
So
it's just like it's glowing in there right now.
Oh yeah, if you look at it from the very top, when it starts to really give off some of the fat, you see there's a blue cloud, a flame cloud in there. And you can hear it starting to sizzle and pop. Mm-hmm. What we're looking for is that real pretty crust on the outside. Now it's imperative too when you put a steak like this in a broiler that you try to get it as dry as you can.
Right.
So that it crusts and chars and browns evenly. If you wait on the water to evaporate off the surface, it's going to cook, but it's not going to brown. So we want to stick it in there dry. It's starting to change color. It's starting to sizzle. And then normally you'll see the fat brown a little more rapidly than the meat. So it's not uncommon to have the fat charred a little more than the meat. Mm-hmm. And that's okay because you're not going to eat that anyway.
Sure. Got a little snap crackle going on in there.
It does.
How long do you figure it's been in there now?
Oh, a minute.
Probably, yeah.
Now you see a lot of, you're gonna see a lot of fat starting to sizzle. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Color's changing.
Yeah,
And you notice how far down we've got it.
yeah.
If it was a thinner steak, I'd bring it up higher.
See, it still, from here, it still looks like it's red, but when you slit it out,
It's different.
it's not red
Caramel
anymore.
color.
Yeah.
The only thing that you might want to do, though, I would say it may be advisable. Notice it's browning more here than it is here.
Mm-hmm.
Just switch ends. Let it brown on that end now.
Yeah. But the beaver kind of vents out the top, or it vents out the side too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got vents cut everywhere in it. Mostly just out the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it's starting to cook even to the back. You ever been to Doe's Steakhouse? How they cook theirs. They've got a 50-year-old steak broiler.
Yeah.
They catch all the juices in the pan at the bottom, and they continue to accumulate and brown. They put a little salt on theirs when they put it in. But when they plate their steaks, they pull that tray out and drizzle that fat over across the top of it. You hear everybody talking, well, I sure like that gravy they put on that steak. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good
me
gravy.
too. Oh yeah. See, we're probably a good 2 minutes in now. Look at this color. 1,500 degrees. Now, if you had this up a little higher, the fat that pops off of this steak is going to actually vaporize into the fire and allow that fire to grow and expand times two, and it'll envelop the steak completely in fire. You notice the tail starting to pull up a little bit?
Yep.
Just getting some nice color. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Almost ready to flip. We'll figure out the best way to do this. You have to have a hold of it to do it. Come on up there, baby. I'll put it on a hot grate. Back in. Oh, your color is nice.
Wow.
Really, it's cooking pretty nice and even.
Yeah. Where you expect it to be about now?
I'm gonna say
Temperature-wise.
110 degrees. What I'm guessing on. I'd stick this in there, but it'll melt it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to melt the thermometer.
20.
We're close.
Time it gets brown, it's gonna be ready to eat.
Yeah. I haven't even swapped in yet.
When we've done it, when we did it in the past, well, the first time I met these guys was at the first time I met these guys was at the Hearth Patio Barbecue Association show in Nashville last year. And they were out there introducing this, and there was another knockoff brand of it as well, but they were outside cooking these steaks just one after another, and it was really cold outside too. So they were cooking these and setting them on top and starting another one and then rotating them in back and forth. And in the past when I've done it and actually cooked higher in the grid, I've had to actually cook and rest. This is the first time I've cooked one like this down lower in the grid, and it's cooking nice and even. And it looks like I just have to pull it out and let it rest a little bit and cut it.
Yeah.
So this is just a standard LP tank. Nothing fancy.
Nothing to it. You can hook it up to a 1 pound bottle, or you can hook it up to a 20 pound bottle. Look at that steak. Move it up just a second.
Finish it off.
Now watch in there. See what happens.
Oh yeah, you see it now.
See how the fire's growing and it's coming outside now.
Yeah.
Let's look at it. Oh yeah, baby. That steak is gonna be ready. Let's get us a pan. We'll pull it off. Look at that.
Awesome.
Beautiful char. Temperature ought to be right on point.
So you got the steak off the beefer now.
Yep.
It's got a nice little crust on the top. How you gonna finish it off?
Man, I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of our seasoned butter.
Now remind me what's in that butter?
This is just a little Texas Chrome, and I guess it's just some high-end butter and a little Texas Chrome. So we're gonna hit it now.
Come on, Mark B.
All right, you want to see it?
Yeah.
Really, that's all it needs. What you saw there is just a little salt Mar, which is sea salt, and it's smoked for 17 days with applewood from the guys at the Mexican Grilling Society. So you can do a little grinder. You can add a little extra if you want there too for the table.
Oh, wait. What is that?
It's just a little thumb grinder, and it's got some of the same salt. So I've got a little Captain Rodney's steak rub in it, and a little bit of American roll beef rub. So it's kind of my little finishing blend.
Very cool.
Hang around here, you get all the secrets.
Yeah.
So really at this point, we just want to let it rest for about 5 minutes. Just allow the muscles to relax a little bit and let it to kind of finish and cook all the way through. And let's see what temperature we're at. And it dude's 139 degrees internal. It's actually cooked more than what I would like it. Normally,
This one continued to climb once you pulled it out.
it really did. Well, I guess when you cook it 1,500 degrees.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stop it. Can't stop it on the dime.
So, let's go ahead and pull this little guy out and cut a piece off and see what it's like. Oh yeah, good look.
Yeah,
Nice
it doesn't look like the temperature.
It did not look like the temperature. It's funny, the different cooking process changes everything. Hear that crust going through
Oh,
there?
I did.
You can just hear the crunch of that crust.
You're fixing to hear the crunch of that crust. That's how it is.
Let's try.
Different.
I'm going to try this one.
Different?
Totally different taste. But good.
So you can certainly tell the difference in the seasoning,
Oh yeah.
but the steak you did on the PK doesn't have the crunch of a crust, or which adds to it.
That crust is yummy.
That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Relatively easy to use, too.
Touch more.
All right.
Okay, there we have it, folks. That's the ribeye steak done on the beef.
Beef.
We've been beefing. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for checking us out today on Meat Revival. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you can get all the latest updates. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. We'll see you next time.